Record. And we're going to get started. Just headline again. Only 100 people can get in. So being early is super smart. It means you're going to take action in your business, and that excites me. We're going to be getting started in about 3 minutes. Again, I put a link down below in terms of my private Facebook group. So if for some reason the replay goes awry and it doesn't work as expected, you can go in there to see the replay. Also, if you sign up for my resources, which I'll put a link in as we go through, but if you sign up for my resources, I will also, be sending out a replay there. So, and it's free, 100% free. This is all free today, sponsored by or in coordination with Tailwind, which I'm really, really excited about. So let me put that in below. I think I've covered all my bases. I wanted to make sure that we're recording, that we're streaming just in case into my Facebook group, and all the bases are covered. Again, hello, Mona. Thank you for not just showing up live, but also turning on your camera, which is not very comfortable all the time. So I really, really appreciate it. And if again, as a reminder, as we're getting ready to start, if you have actually, before I do anything else, I need to, Kevin, I need to give you whatever. If something goes wrong, I want to make sure you are a
co-host, right?
admin of it or whatever. And I don't remember how to do it. So hold on. I think I click on your face. No offense. Let's see. Yes, make host. Oh, no, I don't want to make host. I want to make co-host.
There we go.
There's no co-host option.
No.
Well, we'll figure it out as we go. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Famous
Right.
last words, right? All right. Yeah, I'm wondering, you know what? I may make you host. And the reason is because then because when I get into my audit mode, I'm like face forward and I don't see comments. I'm like all in. I'm going to make you host so that you can let people in, if that's okay too.
Perfect. I'll do
Sorry
that.
about that. I should have thought about that before we went live. How fun. Oh my gosh. Were you okay to get it?
Yep. I'm seeing the waiting room fill up and I am letting people in. I think we're good.
Yay! Thank you so much. Awesome. Oh, so excited. This is going to be so much fun. All right. It's at least here in California, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9, 10, 11, 12 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time, and wherever you are in between or in another country. By the way, let's just start off with thanking Tailwind for coming together with me to do these audits. We've done them several times in the past. And we're going to be doing another one in June. So if your account didn't get audited, don't fret. We'll be sending out more information to you about the next audit because I love doing them and people get so much knowledge from it. And anything I can do to get more people on Pinterest, that is my passion. So before we get started, I want to point out how excited I am that you're here. I'm really excited for all of you that are online right this second because you made sure that you are going to be one of the first 100 people because we cap at 100 and we had over 142, 43 people register to come listen. And we had over 72, I think, people that said, hey, I want you to audit my Pinterest account. Now, the sad news is I cannot do all of them because we just don't have the bandwidth. We'd be here for like 4 hours. However, what I did try to do is to take a real good cross section of all the different types of businesses that did apply so that you could get some information from it also. And I will be going over some sort of main tips when optimizing your Pinterest profile. So again, if your profile wasn't one of the ones that I'm going to be auditing, you're still going to walk away with at least 2 to 5 action items that you can go and make your Pinterest even better to bring in some more clients or sell more products. So before we get started though, I'm really excited that we've got Kevin from Tailwind, who is going to really talk about this exciting new feature that I'm really excited about. I'm going to be learning right along with you. And it's available right now in beta. So it's limited people. I am going to be one of those people. I'm really excited to say. And it's built specifically for any of you that are selling things on your website. These do not have to be products. They could be downloads, like digital downloads, anything that you have for sale on your website. And without further ado, Kevin, go ahead and pop on and give us some more information.
All right. Thank you, Jen. Um, Appreciate you having me on here. Pleasure to meet all of y'all. So, Tailwind Ads. This is a product we've had in beta for several months now. We've been slowly expanding the number of people who access it. So, at a very high level, the way it works and what we're trying to do is make your paid ad strategy, right, as straightforward as your organic social strategy. Speaking of Pinterest account audits, right, like something our ads tool does automatically is we'll check how your ads are performing and make adjustments, right, to ensure more optimal results automatically. It's kind of every day making subtle tweaks to it. And ultimately, we're just trying to reduce the amount of time and risk associated with using ads to kind of grow traffic and sales to products. So at this stage, like we're very much building for that one use case, which is getting more people, right, to your product landing pages, right? Selling more stuff. And right now it's Facebook and Instagram we're piloting Google search as well. And then Pinterest will be coming in the future also, which I know is something, one of the most asked questions I definitely get is Pinterest here yet? So Pinterest will be coming. And if you want to learn more, I've been scheduling meetings with all kinds of different folks, e-commerce businesses, bloggers that sell courses, things like that. If you have used ads or you've thought about trying it, feel free to send me an email, kevin@tailwind.com. If you have a question about it, I'll be here in the chat. And as Jen mentioned, she's going to be uh, focused on getting through as many audits as possible. If there are any questions that come up and I have some insight I can share from my years here at Tailwind, I will definitely try to chime in with any of that. But that's all I have. Feel free to shoot me an email if y'all have any questions about ads or would like access to the beta, but I'll hand it back to you now, Jen.
Thanks. Oh, are you guys so excited? I'm really, really excited because doing these Pinterest audits like feed my soul. It makes me so excited to help everyone to do a really good job. Again, I'm going to be going through as many as I can. I typically go through about 7 in an hour, and I'm going to try to go through more than that. So we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to start off, in case your account is not one that I can audit, to give some real quick sort of focus points on a Pinterest audit. You're going to probably be hearing me say this time and time and time and time and time and time again when I'm looking at Pinterest audits. And the second thing that I want to say is it is really, really hard to get critiqued, but it is even more hard to get critiqued like live, right? It's super uncomfortable. I want to make sure you know that my intent is to make your Pinterest better to help you grow your business. So please forgive me if you feel like I'm picking on your account, but I am not. And so many people are going to learn from the things that I have to say, but I appreciate you guys offering your businesses up so that I can help educate on really optimizing a Pinterest profile. So thank you very much for that. All right, we had 72 businesses, actually 74 as of this morning, businesses sign up to have their account audited. And again, we can only do so many, but I know that you're going to get advice and tips and actionable tips that you can take right after this to really update your Pinterest profile. And you'll be shocked at how effective it is, because that's where we all start, right? Is with our our profile. And we'll be sending out information on this. But if you're not on Tailwind's email list or you're not on my email list, get on one of them because we're going to be having another audit. It's tentatively scheduled right now for audit June 6th at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So mark your calendars and again, get on one of our email lists so that you can sign up to have your Tailwind audited. So the first thing that I want to say about Pinterest audits, really in Pinterest in particular, keywords are the most important thing besides consistency, which I hate that word. I really want a new word. If you have a new idea for a new word, let me know in my Facebook group or let me know on Instagram in the DMs because I truly hate it, but it is life. That is really what marketing is all about, is saying it and saying it and saying it and finding different ways to say it until people believe it. Right. So keywords are a way of doing that. Pinterest, because it's a social marketing, a search marketing platform, not a social media marketing platform. It means it's at the very top of your marketing funnel. It means that when people come to Pinterest, they want to learn something. They want to be inspired. They're not on there just scrolling through reels or TikToks, right? They're actually wanting to get information. I'm sure all of you have experienced that, where you go and try to look up, a sourdough recipe. I love baking sourdough, and one of the accounts is a sourdough account. But it is true. Like everyone goes to Pinterest for something, and so they're closer to a sale to you than any social media marketing platform, period. But the only way that it's successful is if you're choosing the right keywords. You can do that research right on Pinterest. It is incredibly helpful. In terms, where do you want those keywords? You want it all over your Pinterest account. You want it in the name of your Pinterest. So like for me, I'm Jen Vazquez Media, and then I say, I think it says pin because you can't put Pinterest on Pinterest. They don't want you using their name, I think, but it says pin and marketing expert or pin and marketing blah, blah, blah. You want to have that in your name, not in the URL link, but in your name that's underneath your cover photo. You want that in your bio. You don't just want one keyword. You want multiple keywords in a like human being reading paragraph way, right? And which you're going to hear a lot today because it is the number one thing I find that's a mistake on Pinterest accounts is that the whole bio has nothing to do with you. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you do, that is not going to attract anybody. What is going to attract people is the transformation you provide, the type of people you work with, and what you offer. It's all them focused and no I focused or me focused. So I hope you guys hear that loud and clear because that is hard to do. It is hard for me to write those types of things. But guess what? AI is wonderful. And it is a great step forward into looking at that. And for some accounts, I have some recommendations that I'm going to say. Don't worry about trying to furiously, write it down, watch the replay, and then type it verbatim, because I think it will really help you. And I do provide a couple options for that. And then make sure that your board names and descriptions are the exact same, meaning keyword rich. Board names should be super simple. I see a lot of super creative business owners that use things like great eats or, love my home or something. And those boards are not going to get your business found. My focus today is on getting sales for your business, not on growing your Pinterest account. Obviously, your Pinterest account will grow, but you want your focus on your business goals, not on getting more impressions, right? You want to get more people to your content. And part of that is having very specific keyword board names. So that's one action item everyone can take as well. And the other thing is sometimes not most of the businesses that applied, which is super exciting to see, have already claimed their website. But I know from experience that a lot of people don't know about claiming their website. And it's taking a little piece of code that Pinterest gives us in the settings menu, that you then have to put in your header tag of, and there's 3 different ways of doing it, but I like to just take the information and put it in the header tag of your website. And that means that you'll get that little planet next to your name, Pinterest name, where people can click on it right from your profile and go directly to your website. The other thing that it offers is it gives you access to a plethora of analytics to see what boards are doing well and what pins are doing well. It's not just enough to market your business on Pinterest. If you don't look at the analytics, it's not going to help you form your strategy for the next month or the next quarter. So make sure that you have converted to a business account. Everyone had, and claimed your account. Most people did. And then, of course, you want visually appealing pins and things like that. But the cover photo, which seems so minor in the scheme of things, is so important. That cover photo should tell people in 2 to 5 seconds exactly what you do. And you do that through the photo. So if you're a wedding photographer, I want a photo on your cover of you photographing a couple getting married. In 2.5 seconds, everyone knows what it is. If you're a wedding planner, you have a little clipboard and you're smiling at the couple getting married. That photo tells people you're probably a wedding planner, right? Holding flowers with a bridal couple there. Like that shows that you're a florist. It's a little harder for business coaches and things of that nature, but you can use words on top of that photo to get that point across. Use keywords as always. And again, you don't want a ton of words. You want less words, but more impact, more 2.5 seconds. Do I know what you do? And not everyone has that. And that is a big way that you could step up your Pinterest account. All right, I can go through a whole bunch more, but I'm not going to because I want to get started on these reviews. So we're going to start with LXN Photography, Liana. And Liana, thank you again so much for putting your business out there to get audited. I hope that you get a lot from it. Anyone who gets audited by me today, send me a message and I will give you a free 20-minute consultation call to get more information, be able to get more focused. If you also are here and I audit one of your pages, please, please, please pop up and like wave your hand or do something, because then I can actually talk right to you and ask you questions. It'll be even better. So if you want to do that, that's great. All right. So Liana, seeing you, it looks like a wedding because I can see in the background, we've got wedding decor back here, and then you have your camera. So that is great. What would be better is to have a wedding couple and you're photographing the wedding couple. Like that picture is even better. And I'm speaking from, I've been using Pinterest and grew my wedding photography business since 2009. So I am very well versed in wedding pros and stuff like that. But that's what got me more clients is to actually show me doing my job. I would love for you, Liana, to put wedding photographer. So you have LXN photography and you could put Liana and then you could put wedding photographer. That I think will be so much better in your name area than having your full name in there. I think your business name, it's important. I love when people use their first name because people buy from people, not just businesses. And so it's a little bit more personal and it'll be more valuable. From developing my business through online platforms and media connections, I am hired to photograph everything from weddings, portraits to events. So first of all, you have 161,000 monthly views. You're not doing anything wrong, but this advice might help you to take that next step and grow even bigger. And not just about the monthly views, but actually get more people to your website, to your content. And that would be to, so from developing my business through online platforms and media connections sounds more like a speaker bio than talking to a client, right? So I want to hear in the description who you work with. So like when I was a wedding photographer, I'm a branding photographer now, but when I was a wedding photographer, I would say things like, um, I love helping fun, playful, adventurous couples capture their wedding memories that they can then share with their children and grandchildren. Like for me, that was it in a nutshell. That's truly what I wanted to do and who I wanted to work with. When I moved over to uh, elopements, I did the same sort of thing and talked about elopements, right? You don't have to get married in a ballroom with 8,000 people. Like I touched on the fact that my people are the people that just wanted to be in nature and get married, right? You want to think about your ideal client and what would attract them to you. And you're going to put all of that here. In addition, if you have, and every business owner should have, a lead magnet to get people on your email list, right? Even wedding pros who always want to argue with me on this. But having a link on in your bio, and it is not live, so don't think you're doing anything wrong when you put it in there and it's not blue for people to click on. But people who go on Pinterest will totally highlight your link and open a browser window and put it in there, or they'll just click right here and then go try to find it, right? That's going to take longer than if you put that link down there. So you would have, your website.com slash whatever. Do not put HTTP or whatever it is. Do not put www. It's not pretty. And it takes up characters that are more valuable to talk about your ideal client and what they're looking for and the transformation that you provide. Just put jenvazquezcoach.com slash, or like in what I put into the comments, thepinterestqueen.com slash resources. Like that is all of my free Pinterest resources. And I have that on my Pinterest profile because I want people to be able to highlight and go straight there. Now, if they go to my website, they're going to find it there too, because I'm smart. Pinterest, I'll have to say this before I go on to the next one or look down a little bit. Pinterest is extraordinary at driving traffic to your website. It is then your job to transition those people into clients, to convert them into clients. It's not Pinterest. So if you're getting traffic, you can't blame Pinterest for not getting clients on from Pinterest. You have to take a look at your website. Have a button at the very top of your website that says free consultation call or find out more information or buy whatever it is that whatever your product is, right? Okay, so that's the bio. And then gorgeous photos, really gorgeous photos. Do you see these black boxes? It looks like it's a screenshot and it's not as pretty. People really will not. If they have this photo and then they have the exact same photo full screen, really beautiful, they're going to click on that instead of ones that have the black bar. And believe me, I am the first person to always want you to work smarter, not harder. And sometimes shortcuts are okay if you don't have the time to give, but you want to market your business. But this is going to hurt your situation. This may be what I'm thinking it may be because I'm looking at this. It may be, no, it's a screenshot. Yeah, so I would say that's one thing that you can do. Now, this is for everyone out there. Gorgeous photos. This is the hardest thing when I work with photography clients to get across. Gorgeous photos are great. They're inspiration, blah, blah, blah. They get saved to a 16-year-old's future wedding board. People don't click on them to find out if you could photograph their wedding. They need more enticement for that. So while gorgeous photos are great, you also want to have actual pins that you've created or you've allowed Tailwind to create that have keywords on there. So if you have a wedding, you can have gorgeous San Jose wedding at Fortino Winery. Now, if I'm a bride and I'm getting married at Fortino Winery, or if I'm in the Bay Area, I'm going to click on it. I want to see that venue. I want to know what's going on there. And boom, they're finding out that I also photographed there. That's how I get clients from Pinterest. You want to make sure you're sending people through words and a call to action on every single pin, telling them what to do because it absolutely works. Thank you so much, Leanna. I appreciate it. All right. Next, we've got Donna Rosa, and Donna Rosa says, "Hi, my name is Sabrina. In my opinion, I love how friendly it is, but that's taking up space and they don't care, right? Really, people don't care." So where you have here Donna Rosa, I would say Donna Rosa, that up and down line on your keyboard, and then Sabrina. So Donna Rosa, you'll say, I help avid knitters to elevate their knitting skills by easy knitting patterns, step-by-step knitting tutorials, and knitting workshop. So I would do keyword search on Pinterest to find the main keyword that's going to drive the most traffic and put that keyword, or it's usually a couple words oftentimes, on there. So I would say Donna Rosa, big, up and down line, whatever your keyword is, up and down line, and then your name, Sabrina, because I do like that you put your first name in there. A couple of ideas that I want to bring up that would be helpful is, again, talking about emphasizing the transformation. So you can say something like, "Ready to transform your knitting? I provide easy patterns, step-by-step tutorials, and workshops to help avid knitters like you create gorgeous products with confidence," right? You're talking about the transformation you provide. You're literally talking to a person. The next option would be client-centric and sort of aspirational. If you're an avid knitter dreaming of beautiful finished projects, I'm your guide. Find easy patterns, clear tutorials, and fun workshops to level up your knitting skills. Or if you want something super short and sweet or like benefit focused, your source for easy knitting patterns, step-by-step tutorials, and workshops that help passionate knitters create incredible products. Again, you can go to my Facebook group if you want to try to write down all those words and pick some that are more you. You can totally do that, but it is really important that we make this section here more about them and less about us, but you can talk about what you do in order to get that transformation. I love the pins, and I love the big words, surprisingly stretchy, you're using keywords, I'm assuming, that you found are effective. So I want to say bravo. On here, as you might imagine, I want your picture to be even more. I want a photo of you knitting, right? Or you can even have a photo with a laptop in front of you, right? Because you do workshops, and then knitting like this, like you're teaching them online to knit. That tells me in 2.5 seconds who you are and what you do. By the way, it's gorgeous. I wish I could knit and I totally can't. It's impossible for me, but I want to make sure that you know that that would be helpful. The other thing, and I haven't touched a lot on boards. Whoops. I haven't touched a lot on boards, but one thing I want to say is one board of all the boards you have should absolutely be your business name. So my business name is Jen Vazquez Media, and I have a board that says Jen Vazquez Media. What do I post on there, you might ask? All of my blogs, all of my free education, all of my paid services, all of my lead magnets, everything will get also pinned there. That's my secondary board, because when you do a pin on Pinterest, the first pin of the 3 to 5 pins that you create for a blog, as an example, the first one should go to the most appropriate board. So if I'm talking about Pinterest, Pinterest tips or Pinterest marketing would be the boards I'm going to pin to first. Then I'm going to pin to those other boards. So that's just some information. And thank you, Donna or Sabrina. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for offering your account. I appreciate it. All right, this one, Little Sizzle, DIY party printables, invitations, games, and decor. Well done, my friend. Well done. That was great, because these are probably very keyword heavy words, I'm assuming. Make sure also, you guys, that you do keyword research every 3 to 6 months, not just one time 5 years ago. Because just like on Instagram, how hashtags change, well, keywords, which are what's on Pinterest, change all the time. So make sure that you're updating that. The other thing is that this is a very cute photo. It's showing celebration, right? So that's great. What I might do with your photo is I might do a collage that you can do super easily in Canva and have like party design printables. So pictures of printables. You can make the printables super small so you don't feel like you're giving away information, whatever you use on your sales page. But you want to have some printables, you want to have some invitations, you want to have some games and decor, you want to have a little bit of what you offer in a sort of collage. And then across that collage, kind of in the middle, you want to say your go-to spot for planning a party or your go-to spot for, let me see, I think I have some notes on this one. Yes. So let me give you a bio update that I think would be really helpful for you. And then you could take some of these words and put them on that cover. So right now it says, hassle-free DIY party, plan your events like a pro with over 4,000 printables to choose from. Everyone will think you've hired. I loved it, but I want to twist it just a little bit. So wow your guests with unforgettable parties. Easy DIY printables for stress-free pro-level events. Because everyone who DIYs wants it to look like Martha Stewart or whoever it is in your head that you're thinking of when you're doing something big, right? And then over 4,000 designs and free samples to get you started. And she has a link in her profile. Bravo. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I'll show you her. Sorry. But she has that in there. So see, it's not live, but guess what I can do? I can copy and paste and put it in another browser and immediately go to that link. Very, very good. And she's a verified merchant, which is not easy these days. So bravo. And excuse me, I love these templates. Be careful because the words that Pinterest can read words. I mean, now that we're in this dawn of AI, I'm sure everyone believes it. When I used to say it 2 years ago, everyone's like, what do you mean they could read the words? It's a graphic, right? But they can. So one thing I would worry about is printable, because that's a big keyword for you. And having it be in italics or the handwriting or whatever, sometimes it may not get as much reach. Now, the best can totally be in fancy writing. It's not a keyword, right? It's a sort of a look at me kind of words, and I love it. So definitely do that. One thing to remember also with handwriting or with writing in general, depending on your account, and you can go in and look on your account, especially with I think it's Tailwind and Pinterest both. You can see how many people come from cell phones versus how many people come from computers. It is very important to know that, because if 80% of people come to your account, like my wedding business, I think it was like at one point it was like 92% of people came to my Pinterest account from a cell phone. So I made sure that all of my pins were super easy to read on a tiny little phone, right? That's where my design on my website, I really opted to work on that. Now, as a Pinterest manager, I find that 80% of people are from computers. So I'm going to design my website and my pins accordingly. So just as a heads up, bravo on that. All right. Next, we have go-go yoga for kids. And I tried to pick multiple different types of businesses, so hopefully that helps. Plans, yoga poses, and games. Number one, bravo for having keywords in your name. I love it. You did a great job. One thing that I would say on this picture, you can tell this picture is mooshed in on the sides, for lack of a better word. And it just is a little unpleasing. Now, I'm a photographer, so it could be more unpleasing to me than others. I like the bright colors. The writing here is covered by your face. So you always have like the bottom third should have no writing on it when you create a cover. I love that you literally have a woman doing yoga with kids. That's perfect. But perhaps you could put these words a little higher or make this more sort of blonded out or darkened so that the words pop. Your brand seems to be bright and colorful, so I probably wouldn't darken it for the letters. I might brighten it and then put black letters or darker letters. But get the Ultimate Kids Yoga Lesson Planning Guide. This is great. It's a basic call to action for your free something. And your free something is what gets people on your email list. So then you can nurture them till they buy. So I love this. I just would make a few tweaks on it to make sure that you are using that space because it's optimum real estate. The other thing is in terms of your bio, it says, join best-selling author, teacher, and kids yoga guru, Sarah J. Wells. So all of this, a little bit of it is saying, hey, I know kind of what I'm talking about, trust me, which I love. But I always like in a bio to start with the kind of who you help or what you help, and then put that stuff at the end, because as you can see, it doesn't populate as much. So one thing I would recommend is something like, I'm just throwing this out there, I'm literally riffing on this one in particular. You know, unleash your inner yogi in your child. Like those words help me know kind of what you're like focused on. Join best-selling author. I love how it says join, like come, let's do this together, right? Join best-selling author and teacher Sarah J. Wells for fun and effective kids yoga that boosts fitness, focus, flexibility, and joy. And then get your free kids yoga lesson plan and watch your child blossom. So these are things I just sort of threw together literally this morning. So you might be able to come up with something better, but I want to give you an example of my point, which is talking about them and their needs well before us. Okay, so I'm going to move on because we're already at 9:34. So I want to try to get through some more. And if I get through all of these, then I will take questions just as a heads up, and I will stay on a little bit longer if you need me to. All right. Emily Foster, branding strategist and website designer, professional. That is amazing. And I love it. And notice if I did not see the words, I'm looking at branding. If you look in that top left, you can see a bunch of different logos. So I'm assuming branding, right? And the complete company of women. So she probably focuses on female business owners. And I can't see this right here very well, but I'm sure it's designs of some kind. So that picture does tell me a little bit about her and what she does. One thing that I will note that I noticed, brand strategy, branding design, and website design for wedding vendors and photographers. So her niche is wedding photographers, or excuse me, wedding pros, I think is a word that you'll find has more reach on Pinterest than wedding vendors. Again, back to those keywords. We want to use the words that are being used the most. I would really start with that. So are you a wedding pro or a photographer looking to, and I'm riffing this right now, looking to build your brand and design and get a website that books or a website that converts visitors into clients? Book a free call. She has book a free call in there. I think that's perfect. And I'm assuming that on her website, which she listed here, is I can find that somewhere on her website. And knowing her, because she's a website person, it's probably way above the fold. One thing I might say, and I don't know if this is the case, for lead magnets, I like to create a specific page on my website that is for my lead magnet. It doesn't have to be in my menu items anywhere. It can still be a button on my homepage. But the reason for that is down here, instead of putting the http:// you could put emilyfostercreative.com/book a call or /consult or call even, right? Short words. And if you make a page, when they click on it, they're not just signing up. First, right now, they have to look on your website and find the button and then click it. This way, you can confirm their click by saying, I am so excited to chat with you for free and see how I might be able to help you. And then you have the name and set up all the information. So you can insert whatever scheduler you have in that website page. That's my advice. And I know her, she's an awesome branding strategist and website designer. So I'm really excited that she asked me to do her profile. And so what I'm saying about this profile cover, I love this, but I probably will put a collage where you have a wedding photographer with their camera. You have a website, right, for a wedding florist or something. And so you have a couple different pictures of a couple different types of clients. And then in the middle, brand strategist and website designer for wedding pros and photographers. Like, just put it out there on that picture so they don't even have to read below. They just know, looking at that photo, who and what she does. The pins are great. The pins are good. One thing, and I put my resources in there. I have and all of it's free. I have a download that's 80 calls to action to use on Pinterest pins, because all of these say read the blog, and that's great. But read the blog to me is a little too, it's not forceful enough. I don't know how else to say that. I would say read now, learn how, right? Those two keywords are so powerful for a pin. It makes you want to do it. And on something like this, I would have a button where it's white with the black writing, right? That says read now or learn how. Because you want it to look like a button. When you're designing pins, having a button on there gets people to click more. I don't know why. It seems crazy, but even I fall for it. So you should absolutely do it. And then in terms of boards, photography business tips, website design, show it website, logo design. So I love how they're very specific, keyword focused. I want you to have a board that says Emily Foster Creative. Also, and another board that really gets people to follow, it is always going to be your most followed board, is free resources for. I had free resources for wedding planning. Even though I was a wedding photographer, I had that because I want to get people at the beginning of their process for weddings, right? So for you, I would have free resources for wedding pros, and then I'd have another board that says free resources for photographers. That way those boards feel very in line with whoever's coming to that website. Awesome. Thank you, Emily. Whoops. All right, here we go. Next up is Mama Latina Tips. I was like, wow, that's cool. The Great American Recipe streams all episodes on PBS and on PBS video app, and check your PBS station schedule for replays. Amazing. She was the winner of the Great American Recipe. This is a great cover photo. I would take it up a step further because you're not doing PR for PBS, right? But the fact that you were a winner of the Great American Recipe is huge. So I would have that on one side about that American recipe, like winner right here, up here. And then in the middle, I would move you over a smidge to the right. And in the middle, I would put you too can bake or cook. I don't remember Mexican food. Oh, I love Mexican food. I would say you too can make authentic Mexican food for your family, right? Because hello, you're probably reaching out to the moms that are cooking every day for their families who love Mexican food. So I would definitely alter that a little bit. I would not put, now you might be contractually obligated to, so I'm going to preface by saying follow the laws and rules of your contract, but I would take these words off. I would keep PBS, I would keep Great America Winner, move that down a little bit and move winner over here. Because people are not going to read everything, so you only want to use highlights or keywords in terms of your cover photo. All right. Bilingual mom from California. Love it. I'm in California, but if I'm trying to cook Mexican food and I'm looking for Mexican restaurants, I literally don't care if you're bilingual. Straight up, right? It's helpful if you offer bilingual recipes. And if you do, which I'm assuming you do, then you want to put that in here, providing Spanish and English recipes, right? Because people looking for those are those are search terms. I don't even California. I wouldn't put that here because you don't have to be in California, I'm assuming, to use your recipes, right? So that doesn't need to be there. Now, if you're doing, yeah. So if you were doing in-person cooking education, then you want to have California or Southern California or Northern California. Like if you're local, if you're a photographer, by the way, if you're a service-based business in your local area, like a photographer or wedding pro, you want your area words everywhere, from your profile to your bio to, yes, people can pay you to travel, but that's not who you're looking for on Pinterest. You're looking for people who are going to book you on Pinterest. So you want to be very centrally focused on location. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. So I would start, you too can cook authentic and easy Mexican food with my recipes. Like straight up, say it how it is, tell them what you do. Talk about your tutorials. If you have a YouTube site, again, I didn't do a deep dive on everyone I'm doing Pinterest ads for. I usually do these without looking at anything. But if you have a YouTube video, which I'm guessing because of recipes are always going to be a big monthly views situation, lots of saves and things like that. But if you are a YouTuber, I would put your YouTube channel as your link instead of putting a lead magnet. And the reason is you have an opportunity to have them really trust you and love you. And then in your YouTube channel, in the comments, you're talking about all the freebies that you have and the things that you have and stuff, I'm sure. This is great. I love all of this, but I would make it more focused on them and don't worry about California and don't worry about bilingual, but do share that you have both Spanish and English recipes if you do. That will help you a lot. And again, your account is great and it's growing, but we only have 378 followers. Excuse me, you have 85,000 followers. We still want more. And not only that, when you're focused on growing your business, or if I'm assuming you have a blog, if that's the case, followers, monthly views, and following do not indicate if you're successful in terms of your blog. It just says you're successful on Pinterest. People are saving your recipes, but they may not be actively going, because I don't know about you, but I save recipes and I don't think I've ever gone back to them, right? The recipes I love, I'm literally going to go to their blog, I'm going to copy the information and I put it in my notes in my cell phone, which I have like 1,000 of, because I want to actually use it in the kitchen, right? So make sure that you are, if you are a blogger, which I'm assuming you are, make sure that you're looking at the traffic in Google Analytics to see how many people are coming from Pinterest. You can look at my YouTube channel. I do share how to find out that information, and it's Jen Vazquez, 2 Z's in my last name. But the pins are gorgeous. The only thing that I will say, and I'm going to say this to everyone, some people had logos on their pins. Logos do not matter. Logos are not going to I mean, I know everyone's looking for brand awareness, but I'm always looking at growing my business more than brand awareness, right? Brand awareness is less important if you have a ton of people coming to your website. They're going to see your brand there. On here, you want to have, which she has, her website. Now, she has used www dot, and we don't need to do that. I would take the www off, which means you can make the website a little bigger. And one thing I don't see as well is I don't see calls to action. I want every pin truly to have a call to action on it, or it's not worth the time of putting on there, because the pins that have calls to action 80% of the time will have more traffic on pins that don't. And that's from me working on multiple client accounts going back to 2018. So make sure you have a call to action as a headline. Now I'm seeing a lot of Spanish. Oh, here's English. Okay, so I would try, which I know is hard. Here's English too. I would try to, you probably already do it. So let me look. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you have, yes, so you have Spanish and you have English boards. So you're golden. You're great. The other thing I will point out, this is really important. I find this with people who have, especially wedding photographers, because I know myself, we have 18,000 boards, which is fine. But I want you guys to notice, I can see this on your account. You can definitely see this on your account. She pinned here 2 days ago. She pinned here 5 weeks ago. And if we go to the end, there's going to be boards that haven't been pinned for 5 years. Do you see that? 11 years. It is unhelpful. Your profile is not optimized if you have boards that are over a year old with no pinning to them. So there's 2 solutions for that. One, you can combine boards, like combine one of these boards that are really old, anything older than a year, combine that board with something you pin to all the time. Obviously, they have to be specific. So New Year, if you have another board that's like holiday recipes, right? Lent, St. Patrick's Day, blah, blah, blah. Maybe have a holiday board, because then you're going to pin to all of them. You can, of course, and this is a shared board. Okay. So yeah, I would just clean up your boards. Shared boards are not as effective as most people think. My advice for people moving forward is to utilize Tailwind communities, which I love because they're serious pinners. And so when you're in and you get 5, I believe, for any account that you have. Every other account you get more or something. All the pricing changes, but you get 5 even with a free Tailwind account. So you should truly be limiting some of these. If you haven't pinned to this one in a year, this one over here, if you haven't pinned to something in more than a year, consider not being a part of the group, because it sort of drags kind of everything down on your account. As a person going to your account to look for recipes, I'm overwhelmed, right? But if you're pinning all the time, like if you notice all the current ones, beautiful, colorful, gorgeous, the ones that are the shared boards are not as pretty. I mean, that's just sort of how they are, right? So I'm not telling you to get out of community boards. What I am saying is look at your account as a whole with your eyes for your ideal viewer and see what they see and make adjustments accordingly. All right, I'm going to try to hurry up. I've got 4 more left and I want to get to them. All right. Let the Verse Flow Personal Growth Podcast. I love it. I would, if you can fit, I know you can fit with the characters, put your name also. Podcasts are very personal. I have one also. Your voice is going into someone's ear oftentimes. So we want to have your first name somewhere on here. I mean, unless there's a reason why you don't, if you're a group of people that do the podcast, I have no idea. The cover photo we've kind of covered ad nauseum. Here, I would make it more. I would have a photo of you with a podcast microphone, right? Picture of you with a podcast microphone would be great. A little bit more personal and a little less business, if that makes sense. On Pinterest, on your profile for people following you, they want to like you. It's even more than your podcast, as an example. Okay, let's look. Tap into the positive healing power of stories and poetic music, creative self tools, journal prompts, affirmation, meditations, and positive psychology tips. Sign up for the Me Time mixtape newsletter. Okay. In all your marketing everywhere, and I didn't go over me and my background, but I came from corporate America in marketing, and I'm now here as an entrepreneur since 2009, as a Pinterest expert since 2018. I have run 2 businesses. Do not ask people to sign up for your email list. Just don't. It is hard enough to get people to get on your email list. It is not a thing anymore where people like want that information. What you can say, and what I say, offer something free. But even like on your podcast and your podcast show notes, I would say, do you want to be able to listen before anyone else? Sign up here. Like talk, don't use the word email or newsletter, or you can use email, but I meant email, newsletter, or newsletter. Don't use those words anymore. You want to give them reasons why. Join my community, right? To get all the things or get all the behind the scenes or whatever it is. So I want you to put that in there. And I want you to put the landing page where the sign up for your email list is. Here's one thing I want to tell everybody on this call. I always want you to have a website landing page for your email client. So I see a lot of people using MailChimp or ConvertKit or whatever the email client is, and using their website information link, right? Because it's very clearly says who it is, not just you. And that can get less reach. Those links can get in my experiments with my clients and all my client work, as well as my own work, when I use something that has ConvertKit in it as a link versus something that has my website link / email or / whatever you want to say, I get way more traffic with this one than I do with a ConvertKit. And that's also to note for affiliate links as well. Yes, you can put, Amazon affiliate links on Pinterest. I do, but the ones where I drive people to a blog where I have information on why this product or thing is so great, far more traffic, far more conversions, and far more affiliate links than with the direct link. So just keep that in mind. And this very much sounds like sort of keyword, comma, keyword, comma, keyword, comma, and it's not very sexy. It's not very enticing, basically, for your people to want to follow you. So I didn't do one for this because I don't have time, but come in here, put this, here's a great cheat for you guys. Take what you have, alter it, like you're going to alter it to say, join my community with the link, whatever it is, then copy that, put it into, ChatGPT is great. I also really love, Google. They changed it. It used to be Bard. It's now, I forget. If you look up Google Bard, it'll tell you. I use it every day. I don't know why I can't remember the name of it. Put this in there and then say, please create a Pinterest profile description that is SEO optimized and will entice people to follow or entice people to click, and hit enter. You'll get in Google Gemini, it is. In Google Gemini, they give you 3 options. I love it, gives so much more stuff. In ChatGPT, say, I would like 5 options for an SEO optimized Pinterest pin title and description off of this information, and then put in what you have now. You'll be shocked at the information you get. Okay. All right, fellow podcaster, and I don't know your name, or I would say it. Let's see. I love your pins. I love that you have board covers. It looks more organized and entices people to follow your account when it seems organized. The other thing that I will note that I didn't say yet today is that you want to secret any boards that are personal. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want Pinterest to look at your profile and know all about you and have them know what clients to send to you. If you have, like myself, sourdough recipes, my grandchildren, you know, things that I can do with my grandchildren, all the things that I have boards for in Pinterest, hide them, secret them. Please secret them. You can still pin to them, but Pinterest won't be able to look at them and get confused on your account. Okay, so we are at 9:58. I am going to go ahead and continue. I've got this one and 2 more that I'm hoping to get to. So if you have to leave, I totally understand. And Kevin, did you want to bounce and give me back control?
I'm happy to give you back control, but I'll hang around for the last
Yeah,
couple.
if you want to hang around, that's totally cool. But I know you're like working at Tailwind, so I don't know I mean, in your home, but for Tailwind. If you need to bounce, I totally understand.
All
All
right.
right. Okay, so let's get back to it. I need to move your little faces so I can see. Okay, this one is Ballantyne, I think I said that right, Design Co. Virtual and full service interior design. So one thing I will say, this could be like artwork that's millions of dollars, or these could be little tchotchkes that you buy that are, you know, thousands of dollars. But I don't understand from your cover who you are and what you do. And a lot of people say, well, they could just look down and know that. If they see birds and they don't really care, they're going to bounce off. They're not even going to bother to read. You have 2.5 seconds. So I personally, you're a virtual and full service interior design. By the way, great keywords. So I personally would have a collage of the designs that you've done, and maybe any photo that you can show that signifies a virtual thing, like you going right in front of a laptop, something. But uh, collages, when it comes to design and pretty stuff, will go a long way to get people to click that follow button. So I want you to do that. And it looks like that your account is either newer or you're just now sort of getting into the Pinterest business side of it, which is amazing. And I'm so excited for you. But that will go a long way to getting you more followers. All right. And it says stress-free interior design for ambitious women. That is a brilliant way, brilliant, of literally saying who you serve and what you do. One thing I would say is, okay, I'm an ambitious woman, but I have no clue on design. My home would embarrass you, right? Are you focused on those type of people, or are you focused on people who love a gorgeous home and want a new design because they get bored, right? I want you to dive a little deeper into specifically. You don't actually just work with ambitious women. And even when you niche down on Pinterest, it's not saying that, like, my niche is female service providers. We've got men on this call. We've got people who are product sellers on this call. I could, of course, like in Pinterest ads, I can help everyone. And, you know, a number of my clients are not female service providers, right? But that's my niche. That's the way that I'm standing out from other Pinterest people out there. Okay, so Available virtually, worldwide, and in person. Perfect. I love, love, love that you put Fraser Valley, British Columbia. No, I'm horrible geographically, but as an example, I live in San Jose, California, also known as Silicon Valley, also known as the Bay Area, also known as Northern California. So I want something that is going to get the most people through my keyword research. Bay Area is my keyword, right? So I use Bay Area here for in person. When you say available virtually, you don't need to say worldwide because virtually insinuates worldwide, because I want you to use more of those 500 keywords, or could be 250. Sorry, I don't remember off the top of my head. Whatever you want to use, every ounce of characters in that profile. With my clients, that's the thing I take the longest on, because I want a transformation experience. I want to attract their ideal clients, but I also want to get as many keywords in a easy to understand and read type of paragraph. So let's do that. And then I like these do really well when you have like the products on them. I'm noticing that this one goes to Instagram, this one goes to your website, and this one goes to Dubsado. Again, because that's any URL that's not Pinterest. I would want to make sure that the first ping that goes out is going to be to your website. Then you can go, and you may already do this, then you can go ahead and put on a pin that goes to Instagram, and you can put on a pin that goes to, I'm assuming, your booking information on Dubsado. That's my assumption. That's totally okay. But we want to make sure that the first pin for that URL that hits Pinterest is going to be the most appropriate board and the most appropriate link. If I'm looking at furniture and I go to your sign-in page, I might like to sign up for a consultation call. I might get confused. I'm like, I'm just looking at the furniture. I wanted to know where to buy them, right? On Pinterest. So I'm hoping that this, and because we don't have time, I'm not clicking. I normally would, but if you click on that, I am hoping that it takes you to a blog post that talks about design and shares where people can buy that furniture, or how they can work with you to get furniture like that in their home, right? You don't have to be an affiliate person and share the links for those products, but at least you want to show them more, is basically. A lot of people, here's one other thing, do not, or rarely, I will say, because I just did this morning, rarely use just your website as a link. And I'll tell you why. Time and time again, I will go for my clients, my brand photography clients, and I'll be looking on Pinterest because I'm looking for poses that really signifies who they are and what they do, right? That's why we talk about that cover photo ad nauseum. And I can't tell you how many times when I see a photo that I like, I want to click on it and see that shoot, all the photos of that shoot, or what information he or she is giving, and it dumps me on their website. Well, that pin, as you know, which is the glory of Pinterest, some of my pins in the top 20 are 6 and 7 years old, still driving me traffic, still driving me traffic. If I clicked on it and it goes to your website, and then I go, okay, well, I really want to see it, and I go to your blog and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I don't see that photo, I'm bouncing and I'm upset, right? I wanted more information, right? Pinterest is about letting you find how to get exactly what you see on there, right? Whether that's through coaching, whether that's through buying a product, whatever it is. And so don't use now I did in this situation use my website for a quote, because I wanted my website linked to it, but it was a quote. I didn't have a blog post for it. So rarely use just your website for a pin. I want you to link directly where they can mentally think about it, more information about what you just shared. Right? If it's transforming something, growth or something like that, I want to go to a blog post or a sales page that tells me why I should work with you, or tell me how to do it on my own, if that's what the pin is about. Okay. Thank you again very much for volunteering, you guys. Okay, two more. I was so excited to find a sourdough person. I'm very excited. I've never had a sourdough Pinterest account ask me to audit in all the years I've been doing these. So I was really excited because I love sourdough and I am following you. So you have a new follower. All right. Obviously, she's doing something great because she's got 1 million monthly views and 2,000 followers. So that's awesome. One thing, she's got this um, Aberle. Aberle home. Oh, Leanna. So, Leanna, I would love for you to have a collage, but you need at least one picture in that collage. You have it here a little bit. I want you rolling dough. I want you doing the dough thing because almost every recipe with sourdoughs is going to have you kneading the dough, right? Um, Maybe not, but most of the ones I use. And so having even you now, if you don't like to be, you have your picture here, which I absolutely love, by the way, you guys, have your profile image be you, like people buy from you. And she seems real friendly, right? So maybe in the picture, it's like waist up of you at a counter kneading dough, and you're happy. You're happy kneading dough, right? Because we want to tell people you can do it too. Because sourdough recipes can be hard sometimes, right? Or at least the starter. So make sure that this cover photo, however you do it, shows you kneading dough. I think that's important. But then you can include these pretty pictures, which I love, and what I'm assuming is a starter. But I also want a little bit more like you can do this too, or something that tells me that I can actually do it, right? We want to bring people into our world. So your description says, "Hi, I'm Leanna. I share step-by-step sourdough bread making and freshly milled flour recipes from my home kitchen in the mountains of Colorado." Love it. And I even am cool with saying socials at Aberle Home. Love it. I love it. It would be even better if you offer something free, maybe a starter recipe or the easiest sourdough recipe that you know that anyone can make or something. Do that to get people on your email list. I think that would be really helpful for you. You can add it to the end here and still keep socials at Aberle Home also. I love that you're saying kind of what you share. I would love for you to remember whenever we hear I, we want to flip it to them. So maybe say something like, I don't know your ideal client. I have a form, but I'm not going to take time to look at it. If you teach people new to sourdough, that's a great niche. If you teach people that have been making sourdough for years how to make it better, that's a niche. Um, if you are teaching stay-at-home moms or busy moms with kids or busy moms, basically, then say it, right? I want you to say who your ideal client is. I help XYZ client by sharing step-by-step sourdough recipe baking and freshly milled flour recipes from my home kitchen in the mountains of Colorado so that you too can make the same recipes, right? Something like that that really brings them in. Again, you're doing a great job. You've got 1 million monthly views, but also recipes are big. They're kind of easier to get monthly views, not easy, a little easier for sure than like business people on Pinterest. It's a little harder. But I want to make sure that we get even more. And again, I'm going to be looking at your recipes too. So telltale signs of underproofed sourdough recipe. I've done that and it ends up building, making a brick, right? So maybe you want to be even more specific when you make pins to say something like, have you ever made like want to avoid the sourdough brick? Something that gets yeah, that's what I've been having trouble with. Consider people's struggle when you decide on the titles of your pins because it draws people in. The other thing is you have your website on there, which I love. No www, no HTTP, but one thing's missing. Can anyone guess what that one thing is in the comments? I am very curious if you guys will know. Yes. Woohoo! Sabine, bravo. It is a call to action. We want a call to action on all of that. So I would say, like for the call to action here, it would be let's fix it. That looks like a button. Let's fix it, right? Or raise donuts. Get your recipe, or get now, or make now, right? But otherwise, beautiful photos, gorgeous pins. It makes me want to get in the kitchen and bake. So you've really accomplished it. I'm very, very excited. Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me, Leanna. Oh, and I would put, you have Aberle home here. I would put Aberle home. I would put a line, and then I would put keywords, you know, homemade sourdough recipes. And then a little up and down line, and then your name, Leanne. So you can take that out of here and really beef up your profile description. And last but not least, we have Meemzy Magic. So Meemzy Magic are sensory, I was going to tell you what they are, but guess what? She says it right here. Sensory play kits for busy moms. Not just sensory play kits or sensory toys. It's sensory play kits for busy moms. Her angle with this product, her whole being is sustainable toys that don't harm the environment with plastic and things, right? But also her other focus and why she made this product is because she's a busy mom that works a huge job, and she wants her, and works from home like many of us, and she wants her child to get educated and learn and explore, which also lets her get some more work done during the day, right? So that's great, really good. We provide magical sensory toy kits to empower busy moms to ignite more play. Love it. We empower busy working moms with resources to meaningfully connect with their children through sensory toy kits that reduce stress, save precious time, and ignite more play. Start creating sensory magic now with our DIY activities guide. Love it. And downloads. Like that is a perfect landing page for all of your lead magnets to be on, that you can share so that they could pick whatever they want. This is great. Oh, I am following her. All right. All the pins. So we don't have website links on here, and I can tell that some of these are Tailwind. So oftentimes when we're changing the title on the back end of Tailwind, it will turn off our website link. I'm going to talk with Tailwind about it. But we want a call to action, which we know from the last one, and we want your website name as well as a keyword heavy title. Otherwise, these look great. And guess what they are pictures of? Kids playing with a sensory toy. Brilliant. Perfect. This is really good. I love this. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Hello. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to look in the comments to see if there were any notes. And I know if you guys couldn't make it and you're watching the replay, no worries. You'll be able to see it. Also, hello, Sabrina. I love this so much. Thank you for the helpful fee. Oh, you're so welcome. Does is to make sense to mix up language? Does it make sense to mix up languages? Do you offer DIY guides in English, Sabrina? But it's from, oh, Sabine, someone else. Okay, got it. I offer everything. English, German. Oh, that's great. And different boards for it. Perfect. Jill, yay, Jill, you're on the call. Okay. Awesome. If anyone live wants to ask me a question personally, feel free to unmute and pop on. I am ready to help. Any tips for digital product providers? Yeah. Make sure you have a different landing page for the digital products so that when you use a link on Pinterest for any digital products, it's got one landing page for it. That would be helpful. Or if you have a different landing page for each digital product, that's even better because you do, for the most effective pinning on Pinterest, you want to wait around 7 days, 5 to 7 days before the same link goes out again. So some people have a blog post and they use the blog post link and then they pin a pin today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. That can appear as spammy and you might not get the reach you want. So it is super helpful to wait. But digital products do incredibly well on Pinterest. So keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Oh, Lisa, thank you. Christina, for recipe pins, what's a good call to action? Make it, get the detail. So a couple things for recipe pins. You can download a tag that's specific for recipe pins. All you have to do is go to Pinterest, like on the search bar, type Pinterest and type recipe pin code, and you'll find that code, and I want you to upload it to the header because when you do that, it can help you when you put a link in to pull in the recipe as well, which people love. They tend to follow you more. It's incredible. So that's one thing I will say in terms of calls to action for recipe pins. Make it now. Like we want a little urgency in there. Make it now. Get the recipe, or you said get the details. That's great. Cook it tonight. That looks like a button. I'm gonna click it. So that would be helpful. Tiffany, can you repeat what you said about what happens with URLs when posting from Tailwind? You said it does. Oh, so sorry. It is not a repeatable thing that happens all the time. So I don't want to warn anyone from Tailwind is a tool, FYI, that I've been using for years. It is the one single tool I could not run my business without, nor would I want to. But on occasion, when you're using Tailwind Create and you put in the title and the description and you have the link in there and you have pictures that you're offering, as you click between those, because I like to change the title and description for every one of the 5 pins because I want an opportunity to use as many keywords as possible. Tailwind Ghostwriter is amazing for that. But on occasion, it will lose the brand section. That's the one down on the very bottom of Tailwind Create, where you could either do a logo or a website link. And as you know by now, I'm telling you to use a website link. That's what I found is the best. And you would put that in the bottom. So what I do between pins as I'm changing things around, I always just take a quick peek to make sure it didn't lose it. It is not repeatable. I don't see it happen all the time, but I have seen it happen on occasion. And I'm assuming that's what happened with Meemzy Magic. So that's why I'm telling you that. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Christina, thank you so much. Tips for calls to action instead of shop now. I make furniture. So I'm going to give you this link for these. I put it in here before, but if you joined a little late, you may not have seen it. This is absolutely free. It's all of my Pinterest resources and marketing resources in one spot. And one of them is 80 calls to action, 80. So there's like almost 100 different calls to action, and you can go through and pick them. Again, if you use AI, which I have found saves me so much time in my day, you can also ask AI, say, I'm sharing a recipe pin for whatever it is. What is an SEO optimized call to action that I can put on the pin? And it'll give you some options, right? For me, AI saves me brain power and time. And so that's one thing I would use, but download that 80 calls to action and you can find it. Just in general, You make furniture. If you have, if you are a seller of custom furniture, then you want to say, get this chair now, or find out how to buy it, or buy it now, or whatever it is. If you offer directions on how to make furniture, which I'm assuming you don't, but I have worked with people who do, then you want to say something like, get info how to make, make it now. I would say calls to action. We really love to have 1 or 2 words, maybe 3, but those are just some. Is there a guide for creating a pin linked to a lead magnet, opt-in lead magnet? Is there a guide? So, well, I'm doing a Pinterest challenge starting on May 1st, and I do cover everything Pinterest optimization. So you can check that out. I'll put that in here. But in terms of spring refresh. One thing I will say is if you have a pin linked to a lead magnet, I want that link to be on your website and not for it to be ConvertKit or any of the other email clients. So when you're, as an example, if you go into ConvertKit, you can make a form or you can make a landing page. I want you to make a form, and I want you to take that form and put it on a page on your website. One, it's better for people visiting your website to sign up right there. Obviously, you'll probably have buttons elsewhere, but you can have them literally sign up right on your website. But 2, you get far more reach with any link that's from your website. So for instance, you'll notice I use the Pinterest Queen website link. My business is jenvazquezcoach.com, my business URL. It's changing to Jen Vazquez Media, but not right now. But I also use the pinterestqueen.com for my resources and my education side of my business. I have claimed that account too. I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can claim more than one website. So claim whatever it is. You can't claim ConvertKit. You can't claim like other things like that, but that will really help you to go a long, long way. You're welcome, Chris. Oh, I'm so happy you learned. I'm so happy. Christina makes sense. We do both. Great. Awesome. All right. It's almost 10:30. I'm going to wrap up right now. Again, definitely thank you, Carol. Definitely join my Facebook group. I have free education in there every single month. I can also answer questions in there. I'll put that link in again. And I would love to see your smiling faces. Oops, sorry, media. Okay. All right. And you should get the replay since you signed up via Zoom. But if not, you can always send me a message and I'll send you the link. Or if it's also, it was streamed live in my Facebook group. So if you join my Facebook group, you'll be able to get it there as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much, Tailwind. You are the best. I appreciate you. And I love, love, love helping you guys out. Kevin, thank you.
Thank you. We love working with you all the time, Jen. You're always a pleasure. So
Oh,
thank you for
thanks.
having me on today.
Make sure you email Kevin because I'm telling you, it's in beta. Get it now and check it out. If you have anything for sale on your website, Kevin, why don't you put your email down below again?
Sure, one more time. Yep. So if you missed the intro, we have Tailwind ads as a new beta feature. So it's really built right now for anyone selling anything on your website. So if that applies to you and you'd like to learn more, shoot me a message.
All right. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.